Hey, good morning. Uh, I'm your teacher. I'm teacher Marcelina Malaza. So before we will start our discussion, we will put ourselves into the presence of our Lord.
Pag-ibig ang siyang bumukaw sa ating puso at kaluluwa at siyang nagdulot sa ating buhay, liwanag sa dilim at pag-asa. Kahit
So our general rules is to stay focused on our discussion. Okay, that is very simple. Our first activity is to arrange the jumbled letters. So this is our jumbled letters. Our first jumbled letters is, it composes of E, S, T, S, S, and A. So what does it mean? It simply means has. Okay. Next word. EYTQUI. What does it mean? It simply means equity. Equity. And the next is EISTBIALIIL. What does this jumbled letters means? It simply means liabilities. Liabilities. Okay, very good. Did you get it right? Our next jumbled letters are N, E, O, W, and S. What does this jumbled letters means? Owners. Okay, this is owner. Owners. Okay, next. So for today, for this video lesson, our learning competencies is that identify the elements of the statement of financial position and describe each of them. Okay, this is our learning competency. But we will subtask that one. For today, for this lesson, we will focus on to identify elements of a statement of financial position. So we will be dealing with the elements of the financial position. Okay, so what are the elements of a statement of financial position? Show you two pictures. Yung isa dito, yung dalawa dito ay puro kahoy, mga punong kahoy. Yung isa, maraming dahon, at yung isa naman, wala. Okay? So what does the tree symbolize? For you, what does the tree symbolize? Write your answer into your paper. Okay? So all your answers with this, you will write this in your paper. Maybe a tree can symbolize life, a parents that will give you everything you want. It can symbolize as something that can give us happiness. Okay, that is just a sample. What benefit can a tree give us? What do you think? A tree can give us oxygen in order for us to breathe, in order for us to live. Or is there any other benefit can a tree give us? How can we protect the tree in return? How about you? Being a student, how can you protect a tree? You will cut a tree or you will plant another tree. Hmm? Is there a similarity between a tree and an accounting? Cite an example. In your answer sheet, you will cite an example there, because afterwards I will let you take pictures with your answer and you will send it to me. Okay, is that clear? Is there a similarity between a tree and accounting? Okay, so what to know? So our discussion, we have here an activity. Read and analyze each item carefully. Write the letter that corresponds the best answer in your answer sheet. So we have here 1 point each. Okay, so this is the direction. Describe me. So we will describe this one. Okay, a statement of financial position can be best described as A. Listing of money received and paid during the past year. B. Summary of what happened last year. C. Summary of all assets, expenses, liabilities, and revenues. And D. Summary of the position of an organization. What do you think is the best answer? You can write your answer into your paper, or you can send it to me via messenger. Okay. Number 2. Which statement best describe asset? Expense. A. Expense that will recur in more than 1 year. B. Obligation to transfer benefits as a result of past transactions. C. Interest of the owner in the business. D. Any financial resources that is used by the business in its operation. Which statement best describe asset? Okay, still you can write your answer in your paper. If you are to describe the statement of financial position as a form of an equation, what would it be? A. A minus C equals L, or assets minus capital equals liabilities, or B. Liabilities plus capital equals assets. C. Assets minus liabilities equals capital, or D. All of the choices. Which is which? Number 4. Take a look at the following data of XYZ company. How much is the owner's equity of XYZ company? So the data is inside the box. So non-current assets of 60,000, current assets of 70,000, current liabilities of 40,000, and long-term loan of 50,000. Which of these financial statements shows the financial position of an enterprise at a particular point in time? A. Balance sheet. B. Cash flow statement. C. Income statement. D. Statement of changes in equity. Okay, still write your answer in your paper. Okay, and next, which of the following accounts is a non-current assets? Accounts payable, capital, cash, trademarks. So Which of the following accounts is a non-current assets? Mhm. Number 7. Which of the following accounts is a current liability? Trade receivables, retained earnings, trade payables, and machineries. Take note, current liability. We have an activity. Prepare a personal statement of financial position. Get a piece of paper. Okay? Write your current savings and everything that you own. Clothes, money, gadgets, etc. House, lot, car, if you have. So, isulat mo lahat yon. Then, lagyan mo ng presyo ang bawat damit mo. Okay? Kumbaga, kung ikaw yung bibili dun, mabibili mo ba ito sa presyong 50 pesos? Or ito yung pantalon ko, medyo mamahalin ito. Ang presyo nito ay 1,000. So, ilagay mo yan yung 1,000. And then letter C, write the amount that you owe to your friends, family members, parents, your tuition. Ano ba yung O? Utang. Mga amount na nautang mo sa iyong mga kaibigan, sa iyong ate, sa iyong kuya. So, isulat mo yan dyan. Tapos, pagkatapos mong makuha na yung total amount, yung mga assets mo, yung mga savings mo, yung sa letter B, less letter C. Kumbaga, deduct the amount you owe from the amount you own. Gets? Okay. And then associate amounts owned with assets and amount owned with liabilities with the net amount as equity. Okay, let's try. So, we will just do like this. Okay, make a chart like this and write your answer. Lagyan mo yan dyan. Like for example, current savings and everything you have. Okay. So, meron akong, ano bang meron ako? Sapatos. Sapatos. Okay. Magkano ba yung presyo ng aking sapatos? Pagpalagay natin 1,000. Ang laki naman ito. Siguro branded yung sapatos ko. Paano ba magsulat? Okay, yan. And then, meron kang utang na 500 sa iyong kaibigan. So, ilalagay natin dito yung 500. So, anong kulay gagamitin natin? Ayan. 500. Ano ba to? Utang kong load. Utang ko. Like for example, utang. Utang ko kay Sir Eric. Kasi nagpapaload si Sir Eric. Okay. Ito ay ang aking utang. So, ang mangyayari dito, kumbaga meron akong 1,000. Tapos meron pa akong cash. May cash ako na sa aking pitaka. Sa aking wallet, may cash ako na 500. Okay, 500. Magkano na ba lahat ito? So, yung current savings ko ay magkano ba? 1,000 plus 500 is 1,500. Okay, 1,500. Minus, less natin yan. Magkano bang utang natin? Di ba ito yung utang natin? 500. So, 1,500, ito, tingnan natin. Ito, 1,500, kita nyo, 1,500. Kumbaga, ito yung current savings and everything that I have. Meron akong isang sapatos na worth 1,000. And then, yung cash ko is 500. So, in-add ko ito, 1,000 plus 500 is equal to 1,500. less. Meron akong utang. So, magkano na lang ba? Magkano na lang ba ang matitira sa akin? Ha? So, equals, magkano na lamang? 1,500 minus 500 is, meron akong natitirang 1,000. So, ano ang tawag dito? Ito yung basic natin. Ito yung assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. Okay. So, ito yung assets. Assets natin to. And then ito, utang means liability. So, assets minus liability is equal to owner's equity. Or, ano man tawag natin? Ano pang ibang katawagan? Means capital. Okay. So, ito na yun. O, paano na ba to? Ayan. Kuha ninyo. Okay. Isulat nyo yung mga pag-aari ninyo. Gumawa kayo ng chart ng katulad nito at then isulat yung ano o magkano yung nasa inyo. Okay? Yung sa akin, meron akong 1,000. Mayaman ako, meron akong 1,000. Okay? Next. Andiyan na. How much is your equity? Yung sa akin ay 1,000. How about yours? Okay, titingnan natin kung magkano ang matitira. Do you have a greater assets than your liabilities? Mas malaki ba ang halaga? Mas malaki ba ang halaga ng iyong assets compared to your liabilities? Or mas malaki ba ang liabilities mo compared to your assets? Alin ang mas mataas? Alin ang mas mababa? Okay, there might be some cases, your computation is zero. Kumbaga, balance lang. Yung assets mo, yung liabilities mo, like for example, assets is 500, liabilities is 500, so, zero. Or even negative. So, malaki yung utang mo kaysa assets mo. This means that your liabilities to your friends, relatives, and or parents are higher than your assets. Kung mag-negative ka, ibig sabihin doon, mas malaki pa yung utang mo kaysa mga ari-arian o pag-aari mo. Okay. In business, having more assets does not mean that the business is earning. Okay. Magkakaroon ka ng assets kahit mangungutang ka. Like for example, bumili ka ng isang car. Subalit, wala kang pera. Pang down lang ang meron ka. Nangutang ka. Okay? So, nagkakaroon ka ng sasakyan, subalit, meron kang utang. Or ang lahat ng assets mo na nandyan, napakarami mong assets, subalit lahat yun ay utang. Okay? Number 5, reflect on the importance of having a personal statement of financial position. Okay? Magtala kayo dyan, or you can write up to 5 importance of having a personal statement of financial position. Mahalaga ba? Is it important to have a personal statement of financial position? For me, yes. Because I can monitor my money. I can monitor my savings. I can monitor my liabilities. And I can monitor if I still have money or wala na. Wala na siya. Okay. What is statement of financial position, class? Okay, so based on Hadcock, Price, and Farina 2012, a statement of financial position is also known as balance sheet. So this is balance sheet. when I was in college, the term here is balance sheet, but for now, it is statement of financial position. Statement of financial position is same meaning with balance sheet. Okay. This statement includes the amount of the company, total assets. Okay. Total assets. Nandyan yung total assets ng company. And then, total liabilities. Nandyan yan. And then, owner's equity. Okay, so, owner's equity. Which in totality provides the condition of a company on a specific date. So, dapat meron tayong specific date. Okay, gets nyo? Balikan natin. Statement of financial position, also known as the balance sheet. This statement includes the amount of the company's total assets, total liabilities, and the total owner's equity, which in totality provides the condition of a company. Ano bang naibigay niya? The condition of the company. Ano pa ba? Ano bang meron sa kumpanya? Meron pa ba itong buhay? Or wala na? Gaining pa ba ang company? Or wala na? Palugi na yung company. And then, yung kahit kailan lang ba or any date of the month or any date of the year on a specific date. Like for example, you are making a financial statement for the month of April. So, yung data mo sa statement of financial position mo ay nakapaloob lamang sa buwan ng Abril. Okay? So, next. Klaro na ba yung statement financial position? Balikan natin. Statement of financial position is also known as the balance sheet. This statement includes the amount of company's total assets, total liabilities, and total owner's equity, which is totally provides the condition of the company on a specific date. Okay. One can compare a statement of financial position to a static picture or portrait. This statement literally presents a company's position. Ano bang posisyon ng kumpanya? Nasaan na ba ang company when it comes to the resources it owns, obligations, claim against it, or that is liabilities, and the owner's residual interest, equity. There are three major elements of the financial statement of a financial position. So the first one is asset. Second one is liabilities. And the third one is the owner's equity. So these are the three major elements of the financial statement. So why are we saying that these are the major elements? So is there any minor elements? Because assets are divided into current and non-current assets. Liabilities are also divided by current liabilities and non-current liabilities. Owner's equity. This is not just the capital. This is also includes the withdrawal of the owner of the business. Always remember that the total amount of assets is equivalent to the total amount of liabilities and owner's equity combined. So in here, the liabilities and the owner's equity will be added or will be combined in order to have a total amount or equal total amount with assets. Okay. Kuha nyo. Total liabilities plus owner's equity is equal to total assets. Okay. Hindi pwedeng mas marami ang assets, mas kukunti yung liabilities and owner's equity, or vice versa. They must be equal. Okay. We must remember those things, that assets is always equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. I have here a sample statement of financial position. As we can see, it is owned by ABM Company. Statement of financial position as of December 31, 2020. So what we call this one? This is the heading. Okay. And then how about this one? Assets. The current assets composed of cash. Okay, current assets. Current assets here. Composed of cash and cash equivalent. And then accounts receivables. Less allowance for bad debts. Notes receivable, inventories, total current assets. So we have here a total current assets, which is 1,581,250. Okay, here. So this is the total current assets, as we can see here. So this is the heading here, and this portion here is the current assets, and we have the non-current assets. It is composed of property, plant and equipment, long-term investment, intangible assets, and then the total non-current assets of 1,705,000, and the total assets is 3,286,250. And the general rule for this is you must double roll this assets here. When we say double roll, magkakaroon tayo ng kumbaga dalawang linya. Ito lang naman yung assets at saka yung liabilities, liabilities plus equity ang magkakaroon ng double roll. Okay. So again, meron tayong heading. Isa to sa elemento or elements of the statement of financial position, the current assets, and the non-current assets. So if you can see, the major elements of financial position here is the assets. But we will not ignore the heading, because a statement of financial position must have a heading in order to identify kaninong company yan at kung kailan yung statement of financial position na yan. Hindi yung sasabihin lang natin, ay, ito ay medyo malaki ang kita nito, ito ay sa ganitong kampanya or ganong company. No, we must be specific in making a statement of financial position. It must contain a heading. Okay, next is we are in the liabilities and owner's equity side. And here we have current liabilities, which is accounts payable, accrued expenses, unearned income, notes payable, total current liabilities. And then the non-current liabilities are the following: mortgage payable, loans payable, and it is total non-current liabilities. So the non-current liabilities will be added to the current liabilities equals to total liabilities. Here, as we can see, this one, total current liabilities plus total non-current liabilities is equal to total liabilities. Here, the total liabilities is 979,000. So this one, the total current liabilities, here the 484,000 plus here the total non-current liabilities, here this one is equal to 979,000, this one here. And then the total assets there, and we will add this one here. We also have here the owner's equity, which is 2,307,250 pesos. This one. We will add this one here. This one. We will add this one with the liabilities here. This one. So we will add this one and the other one. So we have a total amount of 3,286,250. And same rule with the total assets. Total assets and the total assets and the total liabilities plus owner's equity should be double rolled. Kumbaga dalawang linya. Meron silang mga tigda dalawang linya. Okay, and then we will proceed. Okay, we already know the elements of the financial statement. So we will also know, or we will also study the steps in the preparation of the elements of financial statement. How can we come with those elements of financial statement? How to prepare the financial statement. So first, we will prepare the statement heading. The statement heading includes the name of the company, name of the statement, and the date covered. So as I told you earlier, that there must be the name of the company. There must be the name of the company. Hindi pwedeng walang pangalan yung statement natin. The name of the statement. Like for example, a statement of financial position. And the date covered. As of May 31, 2020. Okay? The date of the financial state position is as at or as of the end of the period. December 31, 2020, example. The use as of in the statement of financial position means that the amounts are cumulative from the beginning of the life of the company, since these amounts are permanent. Like for example, you are acquiring or you are buying something from December 1 or November 30. So that is not included when it comes to December. So December 1 until December 31. So that means that only includes in 1 month time. And then it will be recorded in a synchronous basis. Like for example, when you buy something on December 1, it must be recorded on December 1. December 2. It must be recorded on December 2. Any transaction happen on that day must be recorded on that day so that you cannot forget the transaction on that day. Okay. The use of as of in the statement financial position means that the amount are cumulative from the beginning of the life of the company since these amounts are permanent. Next. So this is the heading. Okay. Heading ABM Company Statement of Financial Position as of December 31, 2020. So this is the heading of the financial statement. As we observe, there's the name of the company, the name of the statement, and the date of the statement made. Okay, next. We have here how to prepare the assets section. Maybe you are thinking of questions like, what are those things to be put on current assets? What are those accounts to be put on non-current assets? So, what is assets? Assets are categorized as current or non-current assets. So there are two, the current assets and the non-current assets. Current assets and non-current assets are arranged by liquidity. Okay, liquidity for the purpose or means the ease of converting such assets into cash. So what is the most liquid assets in the universe? Okay, it is cash. This is the most liquid assets in the world. Why? We can we can easily use cash in any transaction. If we want to buy something, we can use cash. Okay. Next is the non-current assets. Non-current assets are assets that can be realized, collected, sold, used up 1 year after year-end date. So we will take note, class. Current assets. Current assets. We will take note these words here. 1 year after year-end date. Or we could say 1 year. Example include cash, accounts receivable, merchandise inventory, prepaid expenses, and etc. How about non-current assets? Non-current assets, assets that cannot be realized, cannot be realized, collected, sold, used up in 1 year after year-end date. Examples include property, plant, and equipment. Equipment, furniture, building, land, etc. Long-term investments, intangible assets, and etc. Okay? So, here, the current assets. Current assets composed of this one, cash. This is the most liquid. Accounts receivable. Pag nagbayad na to, magiging cash na rin to. Okay. Then, less allowance for bad debts. Ano ba to? Yung mga utang na kumbaga, pera na sana, pero posibleng mababayaran or posible namang hindi. Kaya meron tayong allowance for bad debts. Hindi na ito ma-collect. Or kumbaga, doubtful accounts ang tawag nito. And then, notes receivable, inventories, and then the total current assets. We also have here the non-current assets, the property, plant, and equipment. So, itong mga ito ay more than 1 year. Long-term investment, intangible assets. So, hindi pa to magiging pera kaagad-agad. Okay? And then, this one, magiging pera na to. Pag nagbayad to, magiging pera. Then, ito, deduction to sa mga assets. And then, we have here the total. Okay? And then, next, prepare the liabilities section. Liabilities are categorized as current or non-current. Finally, current and non-current liabilities are arranged by liquidity. Liquidity for the purpose means the ease of converting such liabilities into cash. Okay, same with assets. Current liabilities, liabilities that fall due, paid, recognized as revenue within 1 year, year-end date. Same with current assets. Non-current liabilities, liabilities that do not fall due, paid, recognized as revenue within 1 year. Ito, within 1 year date. Examples include loan payables, mortgage payable. Okay? Note, non-current assets are non-current liabilities. And non-current liabilities are also called long-term assets and long-term liabilities. Okay? So they are also called, same meaning, this one here, the non-current assets, this one, and the non-current liabilities, they have the same meaning with long-term assets and long-term liabilities. Here, as we can see, liabilities and equity. The current asset, the current liabilities here arranged according to its liquidity. Accounts payable, accrued expenses, unearned income, notes payable, total non-current liabilities. Non-current liabilities, mortgage, loans payable, and then the total non-current liabilities plus total current liabilities equal to total assets. And then plus owner's capital. So we already have here, as I told you earlier, always double roll the liabilities in the owner's equity, so with the assets. Prepare the owner's equity section. This section is basically lifted from the ending balances of accounts in the statement of changes in equity. Ensure that the accounting equation is balanced. The total assets will have to equate to total liabilities and equities. Furthermore, the statement is footed and tested for mathematical accuracy. So here we are. This is the summary. So what do we call this one here? This one is, what do we call this one? Heading. Okay, so this is the heading part. And then we have here the assets, and then the liabilities. The assets is composed of non-current assets, current assets, non-current assets. Total current assets plus non-current assets is equal to total assets. So with here, liabilities and equities, we have here a current liabilities, non-current liabilities, total current liabilities plus non-current liabilities is equal to total liabilities. Total liabilities, this one plus owner's equity is equal to total liabilities and owner's equity or equity. So, the total is here. O, tingnan natin. Balance yung total dito. Yung total assets, here. Total assets and this one ay total or kumbaga magkapantay. Okay? Always remembered that total assets are double ruled. When we say double ruled, there must be two lines. Two lines below the numbers. And the total liabilities and equity is also double ruled because they represent the end of the part of the financial statement. In our assessment, identify the elements of the statement of financial position. Okay, so label number 1, what do we call that one? Number 2, number 3, 4, and 5. So I will just give you 10 minutes for this and write your answer in your paper, and afterwards I will wait for your answer. You will send it to me in the messenger. Picture your answer, take pictures with your answer, and send it to me via messenger. For our additional activities, research another sample of a statement of financial position and identify the parts of statement of financial position. Explain each part. You can refer to Introduction to Accounting Books, any author, whether it's a Philippine author or an international author. Send your answer to the following contact information. Merly Duarte Malaza, this is my Facebook account, and you can text me 0910-517-3283. And you can email me if you have an email ad to marcelina.malaza@deped.gov.ph. Thank you so much. God bless.